Joe Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. And this is it. This is the big one. It's Cobra Commander Day. Now, I've loved each of these releases, actually more than I even realized that I would. But this one is just a hugely anticipated figure because... this is going to sound kind of odd, but Cobra Commander is so closely tied to Chris Latta's performance. You know, there are a lot of different versions of Joes that aren't Sunbow, where I can just be like, okay, yeah, that's a great Snake Eyes. That's a different looking Firefly, or, you know, whatever the case may be, where I just knocked over a big pile of stuff. Where I'm like, okay, that's a cool version of that character, but, you know, Cobra Commander from Sunbow is one of the great villains of all time because of Chris Latta's voice work. And the idea that I'm about to open up a figure that is, for the first time ever, completely directly inspired by that character, that look, as I knew him when I was a kid, is very exciting. This was the big figure for me out of this first wave, and probably for a lot of people. Gorgeous packaging. I've already talked about it. The Cobra has the blue camouflage rather than G.I. Joe's green, with the embossed Cobra logo on the front. That's gorgeous, but let's get him out of here. Commander's got things to do. Oh, man. Look at this gorgeous criminal mastermind / buffoon. Look at that soft goods cape. Oh, I'm so excited to get into this. On the back, we've got great shots of Cobra Commander from Sunbow. We've got a file card that I'm not going to sit here and read because it's just too long for that. But maybe one day on Audible Interlude, a G.I. Joe podcast, which you can catch every Friday wherever you get your podcasts, and also live streaming here on the Needless Things YouTube channel every other Monday. Follow Audible Interlude Podcast on Instagram for details on that. We have a segment called Rank and File Card, and about 438 years from now, we'll probably get around to reading the file cards on the Super 7 Ultimates. And won't that be fun? So I have learned just to cut this open, because I'm probably as gorgeous as these boxes are. I doubt that I'm keeping them, because they just take up too much space. There he is, Cobra Commander, which, by the way, always Cobra Commander, never Coco. Get out of here with that Coco business. A few extra syllables aren't going to hurt you. Oh, man. Okay. Very nervous about those, because that strap is a very soft plastic. You got the great rifle from the opening credits, I believe. You got a pointing hand. Oh my gosh, did I just really knock one of those on the floor? It's like an old-time Needless Things review. I haven't knocked stuff on the floor in a while. Or not stuff I was trying to review anyway. Let's see. Well, that hand is somewhere down there. I'm not going to look for it now. Just know that there was a fourth hand. Oh, it was the pointing hand. Oh, man. I'll find it. So he's got more hands, I believe, than the other ones do. We've got we've got a trigger finger, we've got a clenched fist, and then we've got, oh, okay, I know what that's for. We'll take a look at that in a second. We've got that beautiful rifle. I don't know why I'm going through the accessories. We'll take a look at those later. I'm just very excited because the other three figures from this line have been so amazing to me. Oh my gosh, you guys, I totally missed this on the Snake Eyes review. Look at the nozzles in the jetpack. Look at that. Look at that detailing. Holy cow. All right. Look at all of this stuff. So I could have sat down prior to... I'm trying to get him out of here as delicately as I can. I could have sat down prior to this review, watched every single episode of the Sunbow cartoon, so I would have known what each one of these are. Or I could have cheated and looked at other people's reviews who've probably already pointed out what these things are. That's not what I do here. I look at stuff and I say, this is a neat, well-executed toy, or it isn't. I love hearing from you guys in the comments. Say, Dave, how could you not know that's the pulse modulator MacGuffin? Which I know the MacGuffin device is a whole other thing. From episode 23 of season 2. How could you possibly not know that? And the answer is because I don't care to remember that. There are other things that I need to know. If I really need that information, I will look it up. I just want to look at this and go, man, this is a great toy. And as I'm watching the cartoon in the future, because I will, I have watched every single Sunbow episode just about every year since they came out. I'm really nervous about this thing. There we go. Just about every year since Shout Factory put out that Foot Locker, or was it Rhino or Shout Factory? I hate this tape because it's very difficult. If the tape were a little further down, I could get in there, but I don't want to break that barrel off. But anyway, Shout Factory, Rhino, whoever it was that put out that Foot Locker DVD set of the Sunbow series, I watched those a lot. But that doesn't mean I mentally file away what every single little gadget that shows up in every episode is or does. I just do not have the mental bandwidth for that sort of thing. Annoying amounts of tape on this one. First of all, I don't like tape directly on my collectibles. Not a fan of that at all. But also, it's just a pain. I've got unboxings to do here, Super 7. I don't need to be fiddling around with your copious amounts of tape. Alright, so that scepter... Oh, man. So Cobra Commander came with quite a loadout, huh? He's got... Look at all of this. I almost feel like these Joes are more loaded up with accessories than most Ultimates are. All right, let's get all this out of the way because we gotta take a look at the Commander. And boy, is he impressive. The color, just the color. Look at that beautiful color on this guy. I love the lighter blue. It could possibly be argued that he could be in even lighter blue. But as we've talked about with these cartoons, you guys, these were not consistent from scene to scene, let alone from episode to episode. So there is no like, oh, this is Sunbow Cobra Commander blue. Oh man, he looks so good. I don't know how I feel about his neck being silver. I know that is accurate. 2 scenes in the cartoon. It just looks odd on a figure, but I guess you don't want to start making changes like that because then where does it end? He's got the details of his uniform. I wish his Cobra symbol was bigger. That's the first immediate thing that I'm looking at here that really does seem like it should be better than it is. This Cobra symbol should have taken up as much space as they possibly could right here on the left side of his chest. It should definitely be bigger than that. It's not a huge problem, but I do feel like it qualifies as not a creative decision, but an oversight. He's got the same ball-jointed waist as the other figures. He's got the ab crunch, which I'm not a big fan of, but I do think they've incorporated it pretty nicely. This is the sort of thing that until you see these in person, you really can't judge them as well. He's got these random straps on his leg. Articulation-wise, at the top of the thigh, you've got an almost completely concealed swivel. And these figures, which I keep saying it, not every Super 7 Ultimate can do this. These figures can get in an almost completely seated position. Yeah, let's make him a little... There you go. So that is interesting. My speculation is that Super 7 may have had a vehicle in mind. Maybe they still do. I don't know. I love the gloss. So his stirrups just kind of hang to the side, which is fine because they look like they should look. And then his shoes actually have a really nice gloss to them. That's great. His gloves are not as glossy, but also do have a gloss. He's got the gray belt, the black belt, the red triangle belt buckle. The faceplate looks really nice, but I am looking at... There's some stuff around here. Hang on just a second. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, that's just a little leftover production schmutz right there. No big deal. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't some actual glue had gotten off onto his faceplate, but totally clean. Looks good. Put that to the side. So this one has, and that stripe on his helmet is sculpted. It is not just paint. This is sculpt. You can actually see, maybe you can see right here a little bit better that it is actually a sculpted part. And then he also has the alternate helmet with no stripe on top, which I like that they included that option. Otherwise, they are... Oh, okay, so wait. Yeah, they're... no? Look, this stripeless helmet sits a little bit lower. There's less faceplate, I believe, on the stripeless version. That's interesting. Okay, so there is... proportionally, Cobra Commander looks absolutely great. He's got his kind of skinny legs, his military-looking top. He's got the sculpted parts on his lapels there. This is the Cobra Commander you want. Since I've done this with the other ones, I'll do it right here again. This figure is 7 inches tall, which means that no matter how much you may love this Cobra Commander, no matter how much you may want this Cobra Commander to replace your Classified Series Cobra Commander, it ain't going to happen. Because that is how those look next to a Classified Series figure. Alright, what else have we got with Cobra Commander? See how nicely it flows? There's no reason to shorten it to Coco. It's Cobra Commander. Great soft goods cape. He's got a wire, so it is fully posable. And it just kind of... You just kind of squeeze it around his neck and it sits in place. So you can have a nice, like if you want to do kind of a walking pose or something more just dramatic. He's getting ready to really cause some problems. And the cape is very light, so it doesn't, there's not a problem with posing it out and having the figure balance or anything. It works really nicely. And you can even, the wire goes around the entirety of the cape. So you can kind of get it to look however you want it to look. This is one of those pieces. I mean, it's gonna, however you want to use this on the shelf is going to be great. But figure photographers are going to have a blast with this thing, I think. And we know they are a vital part of the toy customer base at this point. Let's see. We have got that rifle that I mentioned before that is from, I believe, the intro, the opening of the show. It's almost like a sniper laser rifle. Looks great. I don't know how he's going to hold that. let's take a look at the hands and figure. I mean, I am sure Super 7 included a hand to hold that, and that's one of the challenges of what Super 7 does. Is look, if we're going to make this, we're going to make it as accurate as we possibly can. So we want to include that laser rifle. So we're going to have to include a hand that can hold it. And look, this is that hand. Wow, look at that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And the articulation on this hand is the up and down. So you are going to be able to pose this rifle however you want. Let's see, just for fun. Okay, so his default hands that came on him are trigger finger hands. I'm going to try to get some semblance of... I'm going to have to take that out of his hand to get it in. I want some semblance of holding this rifle with two hands going on. Notice I say semblance because I am okay with just... Oh, look at that. I think this is going to happen. I hope this is as fascinating to you guys as it is to me. Oh, and the hands are a nice, soft, softer plastic. So, futzing around with this a little bit more, and I could definitely achieve... I mean, you're not going to be able to get him to use the sight just because of the limitations of the design of these figures. But you can get a nice two-handed... You know, I could do better than this. I'm just not going to waste any more of your time with it. But you can get a nice two-handed look with this guy. Pretty cool. And then this, which it kind of looks cooler than Cobra Commander ever looked, really. But we'll leave him like that for now. All right. Other hands. He has got, of course, we mentioned the clenched fists. So this... Oh, he's got... Okay, wait a minute. Oh, that's not a closed fist. Oh, we got to save that one. Okay, so we got the trigger fingers. We've got two closed fists. We've got kind of an open hand for holding some of these other accessories. We've got this open palm hand with a peg in it so that he can hold the snake. And I may not sit here and get it perfectly in because, again, I don't want to waste your time. But so he can hold the snake around the globe in his hand. And then this... Oh, wait. And then he's also got a sort of commanding type hand. I love the way it's splayed out and bent back. It looks fantastic. And then this is not a closed fist. This is a scepter clutching hand. Look at that. And then the detail on the scepter, the sculpt is fantastic. I love the sculpt of the open mouth there. Looks great. The hood. Look at the detail on the... Sorry, I think Cobra Commander... I don't want to take him out of the shot. He's the star of the show. Just all that sculpted detail on the hood. Looks awesome. What else have we got? We have got... I know there is... This is one of his gadgets. One of these is a synthoid. Controls the synthoids. Might be this one. Might be this one. But this is a sticker, which is a little disappointing, but also I don't care. And then you've got the slider that does not move to control the various things that this controls. Just a cool looking little piece. This, which is... No, I think this is the remote detonator for a bomb, maybe. Because I believe we've seen this exact thing from Hasbro before, but the sculpt was not quite as sharp. The tampos were probably not quite as present. Looks awesome. Oh, look at the back. The back is even... Look at that. Look how nice that is. And then this piece of business that is the animal mind control. Oh my gosh, look at how much they put into this. So from Cobra's Creatures, this they use to control animals, including junkyard. So hopefully we're going to get a mutt in a junkyard. Oh, we have to. We have to. I can't believe how detailed this thing is. This is insane. And then we've got 2 different Cobra laser pistols. One that is quite heavily Cobra themed. And then another one that's just kind of a basic blue that might be a generic Cobra laser pistol from the show, but also might be something more specific. And again, tell me in those comments if you know. If you know off the top of your head. If you Google it, say, I Googled it but if you know off the top of your head, kudos to you. You are a G.I. Joe encyclopedia of knowledge. And then finally, we've got some binoculars with Cobra logo sculpted and tampoed on. The front, we've got the black. The eye ports, you've got the black as well. These are not just a chunk of gray. Like, tons of detail on these. Nice soft plastic strap. I wouldn't go yanking on this thing, but it's pretty sturdy. You know, it's not going to just fall apart on you. So great looking binoculars. And that, fellow Joe fans, is potentially the greatest Cobra Commander figure that has ever been released. It's beautiful. Proportionally, it looks great. I can hear Chris Latta's voice coming out of it. The gloss on the shoes and on the gloves is awesome. Just the execution on this, I don't think could have been the one thing I can say is that Cobra emblem should have been made as large as it could possibly be made. Other than that, this figure is gorgeous. It's beautiful. If you're a fan of Cobra Commander, if you're a fan of G.I. Joe, I think you have to have this. It's just an incredible figure. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. Always come back for more toy reviews all the time. G.I. Joe as often as I can get it. And as always, Cobra!
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.